Hi, this is a mid-February update of my houseplants. So, let me. So as you can see, I have the door open, and the temperature is in Celsius 13 degrees Celsius. Just 1 second, let me check what is the Fahrenheit. Okay, so the temperature is equivalent to Fahrenheit 51 degree. Okay, and outside is kind of cold, blue sky and snow. The entire backyard is snow covered. Okay, so and then first to update is the Alocasia mycolizia Friedac. I try to go slowly, so here it is. As you can see, at the temperature 13 degrees Celsius, 51 degree Fahrenheit, the plant has no problem whatsoever. Look at the velvety leaf. Okay, and next to it is the rattlesnake calathea. At this same temperature, it has no problem. And strangely, our humidity is 29%. It's also not very high. So mainly when people say these plants need high humidity and moisture and heat, I think those people are growers. They're talking about their greenhouse. Me personally tested them for quite a few years, and I can testify, at least for rattlesnake calathea and Alocasia friedac, they thrive in this temperature, 10, 11 degrees Celsius, 51 Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius. And in fact, this is critical to my success. I don't buy no chemical. I don't have any pesticide, but I don't have mite. I don't have other pests. One reason is isolation. I gave the plants enough space. I respect them. I don't overstock them. I give them enough space so they have no means to attract pests. Based on my understanding, all the pests, their eggs live in dust. And this dust can fly everywhere. This dust can be on top of the refrigerator. And that dust, that eggs in the dust, is viable for 20 years. It's that vicious. So my key to my success without touching any chemical is really because this low temperature. The pests are shocked. They never encounter something like that. Okay. Alrighty. So that's just a sectional conclusion. Okay. I also show you I have Echeverias variegated, Tridoscanthia. These alocasias are Couperia, Blizzard, and Platinum. they are all like enjoying this temperature. Okay, and then also have a bunch of other plants, including my azalea that is blooming. Okay, and then flapjack, Echeveria white minimum, and this transparent variegated succulent, and this variegated string of heart. Okay, just 1 second. I'm cooking something. Okay, let's continue. Down here, I have variegated Hoya australis Lisa. So I also have this alocasia mallow. This is its second year, and some different varieties of dracaenas. Okay, and further down near the front door is my 5th year Stromanthe. I think it's called a Stromanthe Compact Star. What you didn't see here is behind here. The only reason I put them into the bag is to prevent any possible pest. So this is a Anthurium confetti, milk confetti. And these will be, it's very bright outside, so I'm not sure if they will be shown very well. This is the Hoya Crimson Queen and Princess. And further is a Crassula Gallio kitten. That was one had mealybug when I bought it, and I treated it in an isolated room and placed it outside. So after 3 years, it's guaranteed there's nothing, no mealybug, all gone. And unfortunately, my storage place for summer dahlia is not cold enough this year, so they have sprout. And at the far end is one of my favorite Anthurium, the strawberry ice Anthurium. It's also protected in a plastic bag. And then here, this is the I don't know the name, some kind of Anthurium, and the Stromanthe Trial Star. Many people complain about Stromanthe Trial Star. As you can see here, it's thriving. And even the inner side of the room is like 11, 13 Celsius and 51 Fahrenheit. The location near the window would be even cooler. And the humidity is only 30 degrees. And if you look carefully, it has no brown tip whatsoever. The issue of brown tip is 100%, in my opinion, due to the stress of the plant. And many times this stress are caused by root rot and pests. And again, repeat, I realize how important this seemingly intolerable cold temperature is to the health of my plant. They serve as my pesticide. I don't need to buy any pesticide. And during this prolonged semi-cold season, all the pests just perished. And I also water very carefully. This Stromanthi tolerates complete dry out. Okay, and then after that is the I have a separate video of it already. It's a Anthurium. No, it's not Anthurium. It's a Syngonium albo. Okay, followed by some kind of allocation. I think it's Maharani black, possibly. Okay, now I also have further inside. So people say, is there any plant that really like humidity? Yes, the ferns. If you understand the ferns, they are different from flowering plants. They produce by the spores, and the spore will develop into a green like a panel, a tiny green panel like the size of your little finger. And under that panel, they have the male and female parts, and they require water. They require water for this male sperm to swim into female to develop into new fern plants. That's why many ferns like humidity. In this case, on the left, the heartleaf fern seems to thrive in humidity. However, the right side, the blue star fern, doesn't. It's again, this temperature 13 degrees Celsius, 51 Fahrenheit, and 30 degree humidity. Okay. And here is the pothos, maybe pearl and jade, maybe the other one is the strawberry. Sorry, the lemon and lime. And the other one maybe enjoy. Okay. And over here, this is the Epiprenum Cebu blue on a treated wood stick. It's afternoon sun, so it's kind of difficult to see. The other one, some people call it the Monstera, mini Monstera Guinea. And in between is a Calathea white fusion. It's growing. Usually they look the best for me in the summer, in the spring and summer. So it's absolutely thriving, but doesn't look that good right now. And see, there's some cordyline. They do best outside in the summer. And some succulents. This is the pencil cactus. Pencil cacti or pencil cactus. And there's some variety of crassula. This is on the right is the bluebird crassula. It's still blooming. It has been blooming all winter. And to the left, I think that's a variegated devil's stick. And to the left of the pencil cacti is actually a Midrian, either silver or Spider-Man. It's doing great. I put some of them into the transparent plastic bag to keep the humidity or keep them away from pests. I also have some cacti. It's difficult to catch them when it's very strong sun outside. But there's an old man's cactus. There's a very good variegated Omppontia. Maybe there's a variegated jade and a variegated Echeveria. And on top, there's some cactus, I forget the name. They're supposed to have interesting flowers. I go after the flowers. And must mention, this one is a dwarf Chinese Syngonium variegated called, I think it's called Insifolia, and then the cultivar name is Wamlan, like Mulan, that movie. You can see why I bought it from online seller. I unpotted it. I saw they have only one root. That's almost drying. Because I had kept Phalaenopsis orchid for a long time, I'm very experienced. I know it's not a big deal for the orchids if the root rotted, as long as I can keep them in a dry medium. So just like what I did with my alocasia. In fact, for orchid, the water doesn't even need to touch the root. I mean, even I have Phalaenopsis, the root is too close to the surface of the water and the root will rot. It depends on the season. And sometimes when they grow vigorously, definitely they can even grow into water. And then I just use cactus medium and then entirely in a bag. And I have had it for, I purchased this last November. I haven't had it for like November, December, January, February, at least 4 months. And it's not dying. It's definitely doing great. Some detail, this is the blue heron. It's not an expensive succulent, but it's beautiful, has a blue illusion in the sun. And then this one is one of the two weird jade plants, but you can see the lip of each leaf is a little bit red, which is kind of interesting. Okay. Some plants don't do well in too much cold. One of them is this kind of Hoya something, Heurusia, maybe Heurusia Eskimo. They definitely don't like it cold. They're not thriving. I do have warm region. But this year I tend to don't move them in the spring because if it's too much change, they may not survive. And they are not really totally dying off, so I just leave it here for this year. Next year, I will keep it in a warmer environment. This one doesn't like too cold. Okay. Lastly, this Hoya, I bought a very small, like size of my little finger, and the leaf was maybe 1/4 the size of it now. But I kept it outside in shade last summer. It was very vigorous, very happy, and has grown so big, grown very big. This is the size of my hand. They're growing gigantic, to be honest. And then on the other side, this is the bathroom window. I have the light lemon colored hibiscus, gigantic bird nest fern, the two kinds of spider plants. This one is has the golden edge. The other one has a golden center. They all grow gigantic. People tend to give up on them because they grow so big with so many babies, they are out of control and not easy to manage. So people just give up. If you know how to manage, they are very pleasant and they can create this vertical waterfall-like thing. And then I don't want to say too much about the calico. It has been with me for many, many years. It's one of the plants that is for beginners, okay? And then this, I believe, if I remember right, it's a Hoya macrophylla with white variegation on the edge, called outer variegated. It also doesn't like it cold, okay? And the inside is a nerve net calathea. It is not dying, but in winter in this condition, it's just not look the best. In my opinion, it takes a lot for a plant to die. People throw them out when they think they have died, but if given them proper care, they will thrive again. And this is on the left is a purple pear pearl. Echeveria is blooming. I'll have a detail of the bloom. And the variegated jade plant is still blooming. And below are some Echeveria, different variety, raindrop, and pink witch. Of course, in this winter, they don't show that color that much. And then I have recently acquired this neon ficus. I think this is Echeveria black magic, black master or something. That's another division of enjoy or pearl and jade. And I want to talk about so on the left is the ficus moonshine. I'm not that impressed about it, but I'm really impressed about this Rex Begonia firewoman. I bought it like 2 years ago, and I figured out how to take care of it. Even in this cold winter, it's here. You see its thriving is beautiful. The texture of the leaf, the color is amazing. It's a bigger begonia than many of the Rex begonias sold in Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot. Each leaf is covered with a light green shine with a sometimes subdued blackish purple undertone. Sometimes the blackish purple is more pronounced, and the center has some black purple branches. And the key to keep this is they like high humidity, so I keep them in transparent bags. And they don't like water. I water 1 or 2 spoons each time when the soil is quite light, when the pot is very light. Okay, they also get used to it. And if you suddenly pour a lot of water in the pot, like those suggested by the online instruction when you bought a new plant, water it immediately, and they will die right away. There's no appear to die right away. All the leaves will be lost, and if you are patient, you wait another year, and the second spring, they may resprout. And it really looked like that before that. So, and it may have really been dead. Anyway, but this is very successful. I like it a lot. And there's a money tree here. Again, people fail money tree because they don't need water. I water when it's totally dry. I tried once, I pulled the entire plant out. There's no soil. I sit it in shade outside for 3 months. The leaf never wilt. You can imagine how little water they need. And this is some other, oh, this is Aeonium. Okay, so it's not Echeverias, Aeonium. And then some don't do that well this winter, but those are the cheaper one. The expensive one is the Aeonium pink, which this is how they look like in winter. Down here, this is the black version of that Eskimo. It also suffer from cold, so I won't move this year, but next year definitely move somewhere. And this is the Florida Philodendron Florida Beauty, and it's a small one. And over there is a thin-leaved type of Hoya. Below is not a Hoya; it's a its cultivar name is the ruby necklace or something. And there's a Hoya to the left, and then there's another Begonia, Rex Begonia in the bag. And then over there, there's a variegated Friedeck, alocasia Friedeck variegated. The moonshine, it's recategorized into Dracaena, but before people call it a snake plant. And then still my gardenia here is my third year. And then on the left is a pink colored Syngonium. And over here is the silver dollar Rex Begonia. It's also thriving. And I just show you this one thing. I put it too cold, so I just experiment. I put this into the basement window, and it proven to be too cold. So it triggered something. So I'm removing this here, hoping it will recover. I have to be patient with it. It does recover, I guarantee you. I'll update later when it recovers. That's about everything I want to show for now. And there's some summer garden plant. Okay. I don't know the exact name because there are two kinds that are very similar. They have the large pink or red or white and recently also yellow flowers. But anyway, that's about everything I want to show. And I bought some new plants and I'm also experimenting with it. So obviously another plant that don't like cold is Schismaguatis. I checked, it has bulb that is very firm, but the leaves are slowly retreating. It doesn't like cold at all. But anyway, let me go back to the big green alocasia Friedeck. Before that, let me show you again this smaller variegated alocasia Friedeck that is sitting next to the window. And the cultivation method is the same. It has its own pot. The pot has just normal potting mix, and it's sitting in the outer pot with water in it. And it's recommended the water, the outer pot is not transparent. But since this is so small, I don't mind it's being a little bit transparent. If you can use non-transparent and the water surface is below the bottom of the pot. So let me go back to see if you can, this wheel can see this Epiprenum Cebu blue better. So in my opinion, Cebu Blue is fast growing, easy to propagate, but also if you don't know how to do it correctly, just like other pozos, they decline quickly. So we come back to this further away. This is the compact star Stromanthi in 13 degrees Celsius, 51 degree Fahrenheit, and 30% humidity. Those people claim they need this and that, hot, humid, and then keep watering them are all not true. In fact, my secret, I realize how important it is the low temperature. The low temperature kills the pest, kills the mites. And then after the mites are killed, they like it so much, they really enjoy it. They love it. They love it. 13 degrees Celsius. And then for this, these are all allocation I tested. It doesn't mean all allocation like it cold. What failed, always twice, 3 times failed, is the allocation nebula. I really fancy that allocation. It lost all sleeve in this cold. It's my first year. I bought it last December, so I'll see if it come back this summer. And then so is the black allocation, black velvet and allocation ninja. They also don't like cold. But the others, and also the Syngonium, they all love it. And then let's come back to the gigantic Fred egg. At the middle of February in Northern Hemisphere, and the temperature is merely 13 degrees Celsius, 51 degree Fahrenheit. It's in the inner pot with normal potting mix, houseplant potting mix, not the expensive pond, but the pot, the green pot, is sitting in a porcelain, not transparent, white outer pot, and there's water in the outer pot, but the surface of the water does not touch the bottom of the green inner pot, but the roots, the white roots, grow into the outer water, and then it's carefree. I didn't dust anything. I didn't clean anything. And this leaf was about to retract it last summer. Is still in this half retracted stage. Again, this is such an easy plant. Such an easy plant. I have already had it for too long. I'm starting to not feeling it anymore. I probably replace it by a variegated one that is still small. When it's become bigger, I'll place it here. But I definitely like it. Regardless, it has a unique beauty, exotic, and especially when I hear other people say, oh, need very high temperature, high humidity, and then they end up have it covered with mites. And they didn't know that. I'm so thankful my climate in Canada is kind of, I have the option to open the door to let cold air come in. And our cold period is very long. And that prolonged, repeated coolness kill those mites. And let me repeat, the mites sense the temperature lower than what they wanted, and they go to dormant. And I repeat again, the eggs, the spreading of the pests, of the mice, is vicious because they hide in dust. And then they last a long time. I estimate they last for 20 years. And then even if you clean the top of the refrigerator, if the dust fly onto the leaf, if the temperature is high, they will restart the mite. So, and if you have high humidity, it's like their paradise. They love that environment. So, but in any case, they don't like my environment where the temperature is prolonged. I would say from October to last year, the year before October, all the way to June, even the beginning of June, the second year, I can maintain this, at least periodically maintain this 11, 13 degrees Celsius, 51 degree Fahrenheit. And then the pests, the mites, mainly the mites, others are, the mice is the most, in my opinion, the most vicious. They're tiny, they suck out things. The others, like thrips, aphids, they need more. They're bigger. You can see them better, but they, just like mice, they don't like it cold either. So, but the most easily, the best breeding, with the fastest breeding speed is the mice, I think. And then they don't do the huge damage like aphids or thrips, where you will see immediately, but in general, they suck the energy, suck the happiness out. So in this cool temperature of 13 degrees Celsius, 51 degree Fahrenheit, and very dry, 30% humidity, the plants love it. And then because they have a break from mites, from pests, and I don't overwater them. Not like many other people. I don't overwater them at all. And then in the very end, I would say the Chinese evergreen, the Aeoniums, they generally like it warm. They are not like, I have the sterling and this green here. They survive, but they don't look as beautiful. And there's a small, this small Syngonium is my fault. I put it again like the other one into the basement, very cold. I want to see how they do. And they don't die, but their leaves, as you can see, not as good as before. And to everybody's surprise, the pothos, the marble queen pothos, actually prefer it warm as well. But anyway, so that's mine. Let me closer to the platinum, alocasia platinum, and blizzard, and Cooperia. And in the very end, I bought this Cooperia for only $4.99. So don't estimate my plants are expensive, because I buy when they're in desperate shape and it's going to be thrown to trash by the stores. That's why I buy them, so I don't pay that much at all. Okay? All right. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful February and prepare for the spring, because when spring comes, I have a lot of physical work in my garden outside, and compared to this has no work. Okay, this has no work, just attention. But the garden work is really physical work. Use big shovel and cut grass, and oh my God. And I prefer to have 0 carbon, so I do everything by hand, including cut grass. And that's heavy labor, oh my God. And when I cut it, they grow back the second day. But anyway, everybody has a wonderful February. Thank you. Bye-bye.